What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about Marty Supreme. It's a pizza that you can order. It's made by Marty. That's what it. And anyway, this is it's been nominated all over the place. It's one of the front runners for Best Picture this year at the Oscars. It's already got a Golden Globe nomination for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Critics' Choice nomination. I believe it got both AFI and NBR. It's got Astra. It couldn't get um, Gotham Award because it's too expensive. And you could see that too, by the way. At first I was like, really? Marty Supreme is, and then you watch and you're like, oh yeah, they spent a lot of money on this. A24 really gave Josh Safdie I was surprised Smashing Machine was as expensive as it was, but this one you can see the paycheck. Like it's all over it. He jumps all around. So there's a lot of stuff that happens here. A lot of stuff that would have been more expensive to film, and it's a period piece and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I get it. This makes sense. So it does have audio description, and A24 gave it to me in my advanced screener of Marty Supreme. Kudos to A24. Shout out. Whoop whoop. So it was deluxe, narrated by Roy Samuelson. So I'll probably get around to that later. It was fine. I have no problems with this audio description. I have no grand thoughts on it, but I'll come back around to it later. I want to talk about Marty Supreme. Is it going to win everything? Is this the Chalamet Oscar that everybody's been searching for? First of all, I have to say, regardless of where this goes, clearly Josh Safdie is the one who drives the Safdie brothers, because that energy that you've been looking for, that was in Uncut Gems and Good Time, those movies. When you see Benny Safdie's Smashing Machine, it kind of doesn't have that. It kind of veers off a little bit. This is back to that. This is back to the Uncut Gems way of looking at things. It's got a pulse to it. It's like rapid fire. It jumps all over the place. It's frenetic. It's dangerous. It's very energetic of a film. It's just, and the fact that it's about a ping pong player is even more audacious in the fact that he's able to pull this off, because really that's what it is. It's a ping pong player. Timothy Chalamet is playing a ping pong player, Marty Bowser, and he wants to be like the world's greatest ping pong player. This is back when ping pong is just taking off. This is right after Forrest Gump made it popular. Waiting. I kid, of course. Although I really want to convince you that Forrest Gump is in the movie and that he faces against him. But he doesn't. Sadly. That's the one mistake Josh Safdie made. Was not having Marty face off against Forrest. Anyway, so he, he's trying to convince people to invest in him, to back him, because he really has no discernible skill set or job other than being a ping pong player. So he devotes all of his time and energy into this. We meet him. It's not a meteoric rise type of thing. We already sort of meet him when he's ready to boast about how amazing he is and how great he is and who he's already beaten, and this kind of stuff. So he's already kind of talking up a big game, and there's a world championship, and he gets like a businessman to back him so he can fly out there and compete. Things don't always go the way that he planned, and it leads to him being almost like a legend in his own mind, but he wants to come back to redeem himself. But the path to redemption is a rocky road, to say the least, to try to get where he needs to get everything that he needs together so that he can get back on the path to redemption. I'm being super vague here. I want to tell you what the movie's about, but I also want to avoid as many spoilers as humanly possible. So it's this epic journey that he goes on to try to come back from rock bottom and get back to the top. I think the very end of the movie asks the question of what is the top? What is it that you're reaching for? What is it you're striving for? And I know I've heard a lot of people mention that that final shot kind of stays with them. I get it. I don't know that he earned it, but I get it. Um, and like I could go into heavy spoilers here, but we're gonna go for like medium, mild to medium spoilers because I don't want to reveal too much. This is like I'm seeing it before it came out, so I gotta watch what I say. Um, so the positives, even if he doesn't win, Chalamet's great. I don't know that he's in my top five though. I think this has been a very strong year. I just think we're not voting for the right performances. We're just voting for the obvious ones. Like Chalamet has been a front runner for this since they announced it. Uh, before anyone saw it. We're in that place now with Chalamet where we're just like, oh my god, can we get him to the? I kind of just want him to win the Oscar just so we can get like move on with it and just stop. But then we did that with Emma Stone twice, and she's still in the race this year for Begonia. Sometimes when we are charmed by somebody, we just stay charmed by them. If Emma Stone gets nominated for Begonia, she'll be the youngest person to ever achieve 7 nominations. It's a bit much. Like, she'll surpass Meryl Streep. So, uh, so this will be Chalamet's third nomination. He's definitely getting it. I mean, you can't watch this movie and go, Oscars aren't voting for this. No, they'll vote for it. Will they vote for it to win? It's got a lot of the same frenetic energy that DiCaprio has in One Battle After Another, how he's kind of jumping around. It's just this has that safety pace to it, so it feels even more so. It's like Usain Bolt already runs fast. If you give him cocaine to see if he can run faster, it's like trying to figure out that. That's what watching Josh Safdie's direction is like. It's like going to the fastest man in the world and being like, hey, here's a bump. See if you see what this does for you. Um, yeah, so editing. This has got to win editing. Like I mean the movie relies on editing. His pacing, um I mean so much of this relies on Safdie being able to have this kind of like manic energy to the film. And if you're not editing it in a certain way, it loses its effectiveness. It doesn't maintain it because it is kind of a long movie. He has to maintain a crazy pace for like 2.5 hours. And it's a lot. This movie doesn't really have a lot of slow moments. It doesn't have a lot of like soft beats to it. Even the sex scenes are kind of like somewhat frenetic, and like not. We don't spend too long, and they're shot in ways where we can kind of like whip through them. They're not these like slow like love making like like early '90s where it's like, oh yeah, baby, yeah, we're gonna take it take it down a notch. Uh, the just Sharon Stone era of those movies. No, no, it's like wham bam, thank you, ma'am, we're out. Let's go. It's so long. No wonder Gwyneth Paltrow, like long before the movie came out, wanted to talk about the sex scenes. Jesus Christ. Um, so supporting cast here. This has a huge ensemble to it, and they're all over the place. It's basically Timothy Chalamet, but if you had to pull anybody out, it's going to be Gwyneth Paltrow and Odessa Zion because they kind of have the most to do, and also whoever is playing I don't know who he is, but I don't really need the role, but there's also the guy that he keeps going to for money, who plays Gwyneth Paltrow's husband. He's in quite a bit of the movie, but he feels like the guy who does that role everywhere. Like there's nothing really spectacular or original or wonderful about that. He just feels like anybody who would have played that role who plays a businessman. Like cast anybody from Mad Men, John Slattery or John Hamm would have played the role the exact same way. So there wasn't anything special there. I wanted them to do more. Like I wanted Josh to do more with this movie. And I think the stuff that he does with Odessa Zion is nice because at first it doesn't seem like she's gonna make like a huge impact on the movie, and then she does. And when she does, it's worth it. Like the scenes that she has, I would say in the second half of the movie feel more like her for your consideration scenes than the first half. Um, but for Paltrow, um, it's great to see her here. And there's almost a little bit of a winning gambit in her casting because she's an actress who wants to be an actress. She wants to be the greatest. Her husband is super wealthy, and he kind of backs the performances and everything and gets the people in the seats and helps her and all that kind of stuff. And maybe she's not as great as she thinks she is, you know? And I think that's kind of the question about Paltrow, who early on, thanks to Harvey Weinstein, won an Academy Award for Shakespeare in Love and then has yet to come back to the Oscars. So this would be her return. And I think if Josh had seen that realization, but the problem is when you're running at a frenetic pace, to kind of stop and allow somebody to have those moments and those beats means that you actually have to slow down the pacing of the movie somewhat to have Gwyneth Paltrow, to give her the time to really explore what it means and to see an actress who has had that sort of commentary on her in real life. Goop. Um, you know, to have criticisms that have been thrown at her in real life and let her have a scene, have a moment where that eerily similar parallel is drawn. Yeah, you don't really get that. You just kind of get 5 seconds and then we move on. You know, I mean, like, there's a scene of her crying and it's quick and we're over, and it's like, is that it? That's all we get. That's why these actresses aren't getting supporting actress nominations anywhere, is because um, he's so concerned with the pacing of the movie and supporting Chalamet that he didn't really support the actresses. Another great case of this is Fran Drescher, who, as the mother of Marty, should have more to do here. She kind of just is here. Like, it's brilliant casting, but they don't use her. Like, she doesn't do anything. She should have a really great scene with Timothée Chalamet, and she just doesn't have it. Um, so, because the movie again is like running at breakneck pace. It's like Josh wrote a 5 hour screenplay and he's like, I'm gonna get this in 2.5 hours. By God, you know? And kudos to him for pacing, and I like the direction and stuff, but he's leaving actresses out. This is not going to get any supporting actress nominations because he never really fully shapes the characters out. It's the same problem that I had kind of with Benny, with Emily Blunt in The Smashing Machine, is that she's never really an independent character of her own. She's just kind of whatever Dwayne Johnson needs her to be. We don't really know much about her and her hopes and dreams outside of like reflecting on Johnson and giving him like a sounding board. She's just like a walking prop. So as much as I love Emily Blunt, that role is garbage. And of the women in this, Odessa Zion has the most fully rounded character. Um, but I can see where he kind of left Gwyneth Paltrow out in the cold, and I can see where he kind of left Fran Drescher out in the cold. And those two ladies, the casting is so phenomenal and inspired that it kind of sucks. I kind of wanted Paltrow to have a moment where we just get to see her sort of coming to terms with her own self-worth in this world and how the world sees her as an actress, and um, all that kind of stuff, and the money and the wealth and the fame and what does it buy her and all that kind of stuff. We just don't have time. It's just like he doesn't want to stop. He never wants to stop for anything. He just needs Marty to run off and do the next thing. I get it. It is Marty Supreme, so we have to follow Marty, but damn, man. Like, it's okay to let people breathe every once in a while. And same thing with Fran Drescher. He's so dismissive of his mother that he never really spends any time with her. He doesn't have like that one great scene where you're just like, oh wow, this is some deep knowledge that's being imparted upon him by his mom. No, no. even at the end, she's there at the end, and she just kind of is present. Like, it's like on screen time for her. In what could have been a moment for her, like a full circle moment for them, because towards the beginning of the film, there's he's trying to do something. I kind of forget exactly what he's trying to do at the time, but they keep calling him about his mom and needing to go to the hospital. And he's like, "Well, she'll be fine. You go. You know, you're obviously invested, and I'll stay here." And he doesn't go. And considering the full circle moment of where we end up, I would think that Fran Drescher's perspective would have been interesting in the end of the movie, but Josh didn't catch it. He didn't see it. He's too focused on this one thing, on giving you adrenaline and pure adrenaline and letting you run with it, that the film just doesn't slow down. It just doesn't slow down for anything. And it leaves things along the wayside that would have made the movie better. This is why it's not going to win Best Picture, is because it is flawed. It's not a perfect movie. There are things when you can sit there and you can go, why didn't he do that? Why didn't we do that? That would have made the movie better. That would have helped round his character out. That would have helped shape his character. That would have given him more purpose. Um, yeah, the women in his life, because he has these three ladies that support him. He has a mom. He has the girlfriend he's allowed to tell people he has, and he has his side piece, Gwyneth Paltrow. And they all kind of help him in various different ways. At the end of the day, Fran Drescher really has like nothing to do here. Gwyneth Paltrow does not get the kind of support her character needs, and is relegated mostly to sex scenes, to be honest. She has like three of them. Um, and Odessa Zion, the less known of the three of them, she does have the good beats, but they're so short. Like, they're so brief at the end. And they're the kind of beats, too, that are not like so wonderfully unique that it's not like we never see them again. There's no great truth that Marty and Odessa's character really like reach. Um, Even at the end of the film, like the end of the film is so weird. It's so weird that people see this like final shot and they're like, "Oh my god, my life has been made complete." I'm like, "Has it? is that is that really it? That's it for you? Like you didn't need anything else right before that?" I feel like there are two people we should have seen before the final cut of the thing, and like Odessa and Fran, and I don't know why we didn't do that. Like Josh is so concerned with moving as fast as humanly fucking possible in this movie that it actually kind of harms him. It actually kind of hurts the movie a little bit. The movie is interesting. It's definitely not slow. I don't know how people are going to pay. Listen, if you're going to go see Marty Supreme, this movie doesn't, it never stops. Like, it is. I mean, it's going the whole time. Like, there isn't like a lull where you're like, I think there's specifically somebody who goes around and tries to tell people like when to take the bathroom breaks. Man, I don't know what to tell you. Um, where would I tell you to go use the bathroom? Oddly enough, probably when he's playing ping pong at a tournament. It's it's where you're going to focus on it for the longest thing, and there isn't going to be a scene change, and you'll pick up on what happened when you get back. Like if you really have to go during a ping pong tournament and run. Like run. Um yeah, I don't know. Because that's the one time where technically all you really need is the outcome. So it's the one time where Josh is really like, I'm gonna focus on this one thing. We're just gonna stay here at this ping pong tournament until this game is over. And okay. So yeah, otherwise it's bouncing around. The score is great. I like the score. I don't know that it's my favorite score of the year, but it's a good score. Some people were really disappointed it didn't get the Globe nomination. Now that I'm hearing it, there are other scores this year that I like more. that I would be more disappointed in. And they're not even getting quite the acclaim. Like, I loved Begonia's score. Um, The Plague has a great score that nobody's talking about. Ballad of a Small Player. Since we kind of forgot about the movie, we stopped talking about the score. Secret Agent has a really cool score. So there are other films that have, I think, more interesting scores than Marty Supreme, but it's fine. I like the score. Like, I don't, if I had a top 10, top 15, I think Marty Supreme is on it. It's just not top five for me, like, in terms of that. Even the Fantastic Four score, because Michael Giacchino is, I think, one of my favorite composers because I seem to really love everything that he does. I really like the Fantastic Four First Step score. It's really like the only thing I remember about the movie, but I thought it had a great score to it. So music's great. But yeah, I want to vote for these actresses. And I was so excited to see Fran Drescher being used in a Safdie Brothers movie. And I was like, man, how's he going to use her? Well, not much, not really. For people who are looking for Penn Jillette, good luck. You know, I mean, like these characters don't have a ton of time in it. It really is just Chalamet. I mean, he's in like every frame of this movie. And so if he runs away from anyone, the camera doesn't stay with them. The camera follows Chalamet. So there's a hilarious scene in a bathtub that I did not see coming. And I was thinking about like bathtubs this year and how we've used them in other things. There was another film that I just saw that used that a bathtub was like the focus of it. And then there was like Stranger Things, right? Where they're using a bathtub and the kids in Welcome to Derry, like bathtubs are like a central focus. I was like, bathtubs are having like a little bit of a renaissance. But yeah, the bathtub sequence here definitely caught me off guard. Probably more so than anything else in this movie because some of the stuff you can telegraph, you can see, because it has a few more like violent moments. But the bathtub scene was just so randomly out of left field that um I don't know. I don't know, man. I think people will talk about it. That'll be the thing. There was something that made me a little uncomfortable, and I don't know how to deal with it. And I I will wait to see how people react to it. I'm just gonna say the honey sequence. And so if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I'd love to know how people felt about that. Um, yeah, that's really it. I'd love to know how people felt about the use of the honey sequence and whether or not it was appropriate, whether or not it fits. Um, I know there's some people who are going to be like, well, why can't we joke about certain things? And uh, I I don't know, man. I think we kind of I just don't know. It made me uncomfortable. And it's one of the things when it's like I have 10 spots or I have 5 spots, you know, and I'm thinking about a couple of these things and the way that he uses his supporting actresses. And I think about the honey sequence and I'm just like, I don't know that that landed for me. It made me uncomfortable, but not in the kind of way that I wanted to be uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable in the kind of way where I was like, has is everybody okay with this? This scene being here, this scene existing. So, I think more people see Marty Supreme, it'll be interesting to see more people reacting to that, as to like whether or not that works. And I think there's part of a gag there that worked, but kind of how it ended is what really troubled me. But I don't know, man. That was a weird scene. That was a weird addition there. That has no bearing on the rest of the movie, by the way. Has nothing to do with anything. Like he wrote that honey sequence, and when you think about it, it doesn't need to be there at all. It means nothing. It has nothing. We don't need it. But it's there, and he wanted it there, and I don't know why. Anyway, Marty Supreme. I don't think it's not gonna be my top 10. 25. I really like, there's something that's kind of beautiful about the way Josh directs and his pacing. He does have better female characters here who have somewhat of a personality, more so than what his brother used for Smashing Machine. But they could have gone. He could have done more with them. You know, I'd be shocked if Gwyneth Paltrow got an Oscar nomination for this. I think why people are so resistant is because they can see that it needed a little bit more. You know, it just needed a little bit more dedication. Odessa Zion, her role's a little bit more accessible. I could see people voting for it, but also I can see her missing. I don't know, man. Marty Supreme. It is one of the better movies of the year. That's for sure. It's epic and it's grand and I'm impressed. Color me impressed. I like Chalamet. I don't know that he's my number one. He's not my number one. I know that actually. I would rather vote for Ethan Hawke. Just immediately, I know that in my mind. Between the two performances, I would rather vote for Ethan Hawke. But yeah, this could easily be another nomination for him. So, all that considered, I think Marty Supreme is going to be doing just fine in terms of nominations. What it'll win, I don't know. I think editing has its best chance. For anybody who appreciates the absurd pace of this, man, that's done in an editing bay. The frenetic pace, you have to be able to cut to keep the movie going. You can't just you know there can't all the fat has to be removed. You know, there can't be any breathing, there can't be any pause, any lull. He has to take all that out, and you have to just sprint for 2.5 hours. So that's editing. Anyway, Marty Supreme, I'm gonna give it an 8.2 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. There are more movies I'm excited about this year. There are more movies that I'm gonna remember. This is a movie I watched that I didn't immediately go, I want to watch that a second time. Whereas like with Begonia and Sinners and some of those other movies, I actually want to watch them again. Even F1, you know, like I mean, there are other movies this year where I was like, wow, I'll definitely watch that again. Marty Supreme, I was like, yeah, I want to watch Good Time and Uncut Gems again. But I definitely need a break from this movie to breathe. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.